demo, we are going to call async task in our GUI thread. Then whatever data or bitmap we will receive from Google Map API, which is static map API, we are going to display that bitmap on the image view. To do that, we'll go to our code here. We are going to call our getMap from my method on location changed. Okay. So once I have got some values in my application from GPS or from network provider, I'm going to hold the values in global variables, let's say here. So I'm going to get something like this, location dot get latitude. Okay. I'm going to create field latitude here, and I'm going to create field in my main activity. Okay. So this will be created here. I have created a double value latitude, and in the same way I'm going to create a double value longitude as well. Okay. So I'm going to store the longitude values here in LOM, and we are going to get the value location dot get longitude. Okay. Now, so once you have got these latitude and longitude values, now what you want to do, you want to call getMap async task. Okay. To call this, you're going to create a new instance of getMap. Okay. And you're going to call a method known as execute on this async task. This execute will execute your getMap. Okay. So once you come to the getMap, your do in background will execute. Here what we have to do, here we have to do the following. We have to send request to static map API. Okay. And in the second part, we have to receive bitmap. Okay. So this is what we are going to do. And finally here, we are going to return the bitmap. To do this, let's just get started here. So I'm going to create a result known as bitmap image. Okay. This will be null at the moment, and I would like to return my bitmap image here. Okay. Now, so this image will be the bitmap which we will be returning back to our on post execute. Now what we want, I want to create a connection to my Google Map API. I'm going to pass my latitude and longitude, and then I'm going to receive the result. So for this, I'm going to make a URL, and let's say I'm going to call it as map URL. And I'm going to do it something like this, new URL. Okay. And within this new URL, let's just import alt enter, import class URL. And within this URL, we are going to provide a string information from where we are going to okay. So I'm going to pass in a URL here, and within the URL here, what you have to do, you have to provide a string value or some value using which you can connect to server. Okay. So what we'll do, we can call it as something like this URL. There are different URLs available here. No, sorry, that's URL only. Now once you have got the URL, within this URL, we are going to specify a string. Okay. This string will be this URL which I want to send. So I specified my URL here. Okay. Now what I want to arrange it properly. So for the arrangement, you can see that I'm going to put my center value to a location. Then after this central value, I would like to give my zoom size, image size, map type, marker, and all this information will be sent. Okay. So here what I want, first of all, I would like to add a malform exception, because in case if my URL is malformed, then I'm going to get some fake values. So I'm going to handle that exception. So let's press alt enter, and we're going to surround this with try catch. So once I have surrounded this with try catch, I've got a malformed exception handled here. Now, so what next I would like to do, I would like to change this central location to latitude and longitude. Okay. So to do this, what am I going to do? I'm going to add some values to this center, and this value will be my latitude plus separated by comma plus longitude. Okay. So this value I'm going to add to my URL. Okay. This will be my location on which my image will be generated, and this location will be at the center of the image. As far as my marker is concerned, I would like to put my marker here, and I want to add that location, that is your latitude and your longitude, comma plus your longitude. Okay. So now what will be done? A connection will be made to this URL. Latitude and longitude will be concatenated with the URL, and we are going to get an image of size 600 cross 600. Okay, clear? Once this URL has been connected, we are going to receive the output. So for this, what we can do, we can open a connection to the URL and we can get content from there. So we are going to use this object map URL, and we are going to open connection to this URL. We'll connect to this URL, and whatever content is available there, we are going to get that content. Okay. So we have got the content from the URL. Now you can see that this content is of object type. The type of this is object, and we have to convert that into input stream. Okay. So we are going to convert that into an input stream, because what we will do, from this input stream we are going to generate my bitmap. Okay, let's do that. So what will be done, as soon as we are going to open a connection and we'll get the content in form of an input stream, and then we are going to read the input stream, and we are going to convert input stream into a bitmap. Okay. So what next we'll do, let's handle the exception here. We have to add one more cause here, and that is IO exception. Okay. So we are going to typecast that into input stream, and let's call it as stream. I'm going to create an object here that will be a local variable for input stream here. Clear? So now what we got, we have opened a connection to the URL provided, we got the content, and we converted that content into input stream. Now what next we'll do, we are going to convert this stream into bitmap, and this we can do with a class known as bitmap factory. There is a class in Android known as bitmap factory, which has a method known as decode stream. Okay, there's a method known as decode stream, and this decode stream takes an argument as input stream, and it returns a bitmap. Okay, so we'll just select this method. We're going to decode stream. We're going to pass our stream here, which we have got from the URL, and this we are going to save in the image. Okay, so this image will be our variable which we have just created here, bitmap image, and finally we are going to return our image here. Once the image is returned, it will be received in the bitmap here, and we are going to display that on a image view. So what we need to create one image view as well here in my application. So let's get back to image view, to the layout here. To create image view here, let's just take image view and let's just drop our image view in the application here. We're going to put that here. Okay. Now what we can do is we can put the height of the image view as wrap match parent. The width will be match parent, and the height will also be match parent. Okay, and we'll just drag that down up to this location or somewhere. You can use shift key and you can keep your image view wherever you want. Using shift control and your mouse, you can set your image view or any control and its size as well. Okay. Shift and your mouse key. You can drag and drop it any way you want, and you can keep the size left and right using your shift key. Okay. Otherwise it automatically adjusts depending on the bounce. So what next we have? So we have got an image view here, and here is your control image view. Let's just refer image view in our application. So now what we can do is, we're going to refer our image view control here. So I'm going to create an object for my image view, and I'm going to call this object as IV1. I'm going to import my image view using Alt Enter. Once you have imported image view, you can find view by ID, r.id.image view, and you can typecast that to image view, and you can store that in your object IV1. So once you have got the image view here, now what we can do is, since we have received the image in our onPost execute, and this onPost execute works at the GUI thread, we can interact with image controls here. Let's say if we put in something like this, iv1.setImageBitmap, and I can simply display my bitmap here. So on that IV1, bitmap will be set. Okay. Now, if I want to show you one more thing, let's say if you're here, okay, and let's say in your application, from here you cannot access your view controls. So let's say if you want to execute something like this, toast.makeText, get application context, and message or something, toast.lengthlong.show. Let's say if you write that code here, you save it. Once you will run this, you will get an exception at this place. And there you will get an exception that the worker thread has tried to get out of the boundary of the thread and was trying to access the graphical control. So this is an exception, it's a security exception. So you cannot do this thing here. This is not allowed. Okay, is that clear? Now, so we will just remove it. So what you can do here, in case if you want to log some things, you can use log class, and you can log your output here, whatever is being executed here. And once the execution has been done, you can return your data, and your data can be received here. And then once you have received your data, you can display that data on your controls here. So you can just save it, execute the program, run it on a device, and then you can see that your mobile phone will be displaying image. One more thing is required in this case. You need to have permissions of internet, because you're connecting to internet, you're using Google Map API, and then you'll get result. So we'll go to our project, we'll go to manifest file. Within Android manifest file, we are going to add a permission, and this permission will be users permission internet. Okay, so we are going to use android.permission.internet, and we'll just close that. So now your application is complete, and if you test your application, then GPS location will be fetched and image will be generated for that location, and will be displayed on the image view at real time.